Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. It's wonderful to have you here, joining me again in our blind playthrough of The Return of the Obra Dinn, and just a regular reminder that this is a completely blind playthrough, even at this stage. The same things apply now as have applied through the whole playthrough. You know, you guys are here to see me bumbling around in the dark, figuring things out, missing things, making mistakes, having realizations, revising, and then punching stuff out of the park. That was a very mixed metaphor. Anyway, so thank you so much. I love all of your comments. I love the love that this game gets. Oh, sorry, Edward. I always feel so bad about that one. But yeah, just please no game information that hasn't been fully confirmed by the game, as much as possible in the comments. Thank you. So in the last episode, very satisfying, we are delaying, we're making the guy who's been waiting outside for however many hours, for possibly days, effectively at this stage, in a little boat. That poor guy out there, probably shivering in the cold. I don't know. Actually, maybe he hasn't even waited for us. Maybe that guy out there, like, we took so long at some stage, he was just like, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm going home. He went home. He had a lovely meal, a lovely sleep, watch some TV, watch some sketches, looked at some sketches he has on the wall, entertained himself, came back home, came back on the ship and just pretended he's been waiting outside the ship the whole time. And I've just been in here, not even going to check, not even looking. I've been completely consumed by everything in here. So he's like, great, nice. Guy didn't even notice. No complaints. However, he is sitting out there right now and there is a storm brewing. So we are currently making him wait because I'm sure he's out there until we decide to go out there. So we're making him wait it's already raining. Whether the storm is going to pick up more than this, I don't know, but it's already raining substantially, meaning he's sitting out there in the rain. Maybe he's got like a jacket or something he can cover himself with, but we're making him wait, and I'm going to make him wait even longer because I have a really nice amount of fates sorted at this stage, 3/4 of the fates, in fact. I'm definitely not going to get all of them because there's, at a minimum, I'm sure that there's some we need to go into the bargain to even understand. I'm so curious about actually which ones those are going to be. I wonder if I could figure it out. I bet I could get a good idea if I actually thought about the timeline here a bit. Like, who is remaining? Who should be remaining by that stage and yet not accounted for in the final couple of chapters? I probably could think about that, but what I want to think about for now is just I want to get a few more fates. But there's definitely some I'm literally holding off on, even if I could have a stab at them, because I want to see if the game will give me more information on them, like the two English women. With that said, where we left the last episode is where I want to start this one, because we've figured out, I think. We've had 2 confirmed and 2 unconfirmed at this stage, but I think we've figured out the name of all 4 of our Chinese topmen through footwear analysis and timing of death, and the hammocks, the blessed hammocks. I knew they would be the key to it. I was at least fairly sure, and indeed they were. And it was, in fact, also the cross-checking between the 2 hammock memories, which is extra satisfying. Like, this is one of the things that's so much fun in this game, is finding out a new form of analysis. Whether that's a new kind of thing to look at, for example, footwear or tattoo, scars, whatever it is. Like, that in itself is exciting. But then even when you're working with the same elements, but you think, here's a new way to analyze these same elements, it's it's really fun. It's a really fun. And I love that this game gives us so many different ways of doing that. So I think where we want to go is actually what I want to check on, because I think we've got his name. I think this is EYYYY, and I think he probably gets crushed by a squid, but I just want to go and see this. So disappeared in the Doom. Given that we saw he is in Abigail's death, this is probably the one. So let's go see Abigail. I'm still, honestly, I still think this might be George Shirley. But as I was last episode, I'm just concerned. You know what? What I was concerned about is, like, if this is George Shirley, then his hammock was originally on the edge here, not in the middle. And I was like, why? You know, like, the game's usually been pretty careful about stuff like that. However, now that I've considered that, oh, these two remain here because they're the ones left alive, they've probably just moved their hammock into the middle. Like, why be on the edge? So maybe this is enough reason for this to be George. Let me go back to George then. Let me go back to why. The reason I was thinking this is George is because of the people we eliminated from contention, because we figured out their names. So we've still got George Shirley. Alexander Booth is also a seaman from England, so similar sort of identity category there. And then, oh, that's right. I was like, why isn't Leonard confirmed? But that's because I haven't confirmed the woman's name. That's fine. I'm not going to do that. But this is Leonard. So, EYYYY, we're about to look into. Li Hong, I'm feeling very, very good about now. So I expect that will be confirmed once we get 3 Fates input. Yeah, stewards. Stewards, I explained last episode. I'm sort of I just want to, like, either revise what it is, like exactly what evidence I have leaning me in that direction, or see something else. Philip, yeah. We know this is Philip. Zungi then. I thought Zungi was someone else for a long time. Given that that's not them, I've actually got to figure out who Zungi is. That's another interesting thing to do. We're leaving those two. Finley Dalton. Cool name. Probably we know who that is. Also a disappearance during the Doom, I suspect. But, you know, just because he's near the wheel that's what it is. He's near the wheel a couple of times. In the sketch, his hand is on the wheel. In another sketch, he is stabbed in the leg. I'm saying sketch. In another memory, he's stabbed in the leg near the wheel. Yeah, he's near the wheel. Is that enough to say he's the helpsman? You know, it's just... Of course it could be. Anything. You can choose... In this game, you can choose your level of comfort with the evidence or the suggestions presented to you. I think I've probably made clear at this stage, you know, where my kind of borderlines are. And I'm myself continuing to sort of think about them and revise them. But when there's the possibility for more information to come to light, I'm kind of like, I would like to see if there's more information available, because if you could go in with more certainty, to me, it's much more satisfying. It's much more fun. Martin, Martin. So we know who Martin is. Martin's death hasn't been confirmed. So Martin is probably... does this work? No, it doesn't, because Martin is present in the doom. The doom happens after the bargain. Hang on. Martin is still alive at the end of the doom because he's there. Martin. Abigail says, Martin. Hang on. I haven't taken a look at this in a long time. No, sorry. No, sorry. What am I thinking? Yeah, no, the doom, of course, Abigail's death, to me, the way I'm theorizing, Abigail's death Abigail's death is the straw on the Captain Camel's back that I think sends him down into the hold, quite possibly the lazarette, to do the bargain, to do whatever he's going to do, including, I think, chucking shells overboard. So this could, and in fact probably must be, where Martin's death occurs. And I'm just thinking about it now. I have no idea what this involves, obviously. But I'm just imagining, what could it be? Maybe Martin tries to stop the captain from doing what he's going to do, and the captain kills Martin. Maybe it's something like that. I'm just trying to imagine what possible drama could occur there. Because I don't think Martin is present anywhere else. So I think Martin's probably one of the deaths that happens in the bargain. And actually, while I'm on that, sketch Martin. Let me take a look at your memories, Martin, just to confirm for myself. Yeah, you're in the doom. The doom. Unholy captives, the doom. You are not present in... Yeah, no, you're not present in any of the later chapters. So I reckon that's it. I think Martin is at least one of the people that we lose there. Okay, what I was doing though was going back to George here. I reckon... All right, all I've got to consider here is George versus Alexander. I think everything is saying this is George right here. They are in fact next to their beds, and this is in fact their room, because all of their other little nook mates are gone. So you're probably George. Let me just think. Why would you not be who is in contention then to be for being Alexander? This guy's unaccounted for. This guy's unaccounted for. They're probably seamen. Though this one is a topman. So seamen and... strange to say. Seamen and topmen hanging out with each other. It can be done. It's not everybody... It's not exclusively people who have exactly the same position on the ship hanging out together. This guy being the prime example. But most other people, almost this whole sketch confirmed. Okay. But I've got to say, I think the hammock situation is telling us this is George. And I think I'm kind of happy. I think I'm happy with the reasoning for it. So George, if this is indeed George, George then is the one, I'm just reminding myself, is the one who was caught behind the gunner. Yep, when the cannon went off. Okay, cool. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that for the time being. But here's another thing to check. How many things do we have filled in? I think we won't have 3 until we fill in. Yeah, so 1. Done. Mm-hmm. 2, and maybe that's it for the time being until we go and input this fate. So let's go there. So we're going to Abigail. I mean, I'm pretty sure oh, where's my door? Not up here. Over here. Yeah. All right, I feel good about that. I'm pretty sure, like, I remember this guy just, you know, you just sort of see him getting pulled away from the rigging by a tentacle. So we're probably just taking a good old stab at it, that it's, you know, crushed by a squid or something, or torn apart by a squid. I don't know how we're making that assessment based on what we see. Abigail, you're looking well. Nice to see you again. Is it here? Yeah. How would you say... How would you say what this guy's fate is based on this? You know? What did we say for Charles here? Torn apart beast. Oh, that's because they said he was torn apart. It's not based on what we see here. They said he was torn apart. That's why I've been hanging on these other deaths. Like this one, they told us. Once we figured out who the Frenchman was again, they said he was torn apart. So I didn't need to guess based on any of this. You know, Alfred, we saw his body, so we saw he was torn apart. But this one, we simply see him being grabbed. This guy as well. Possibly the helmsman. He's just being grasped. Do we simply say that it seems the squid is really into tearing people apart in general? It did crush the artist. The squid crushed the artist. Lewis, Maba. But most of the other people, I'm just thinking, most of the other people who have been grabbed by the squid have been torn apart. Maba torn apart. Alfred torn apart. Charles torn apart. Sounds like I'll name the torn apart family. I don't know. It could crush them or it could tear them apart. But we're not going to find any... We're not going to find any bodies. We're not going to find any bodies. And there's no conversation about them unless Unless that conversation happens in the bargain. Maybe there will be conversation in the bargain where they go, my helmsman was torn apart by a squid. For Pete's sake, Martin. You remember our friend Pete? For Pete's sake, Martin, listen to me. I've got to make this bargain. I've got to make it. No, you can't stop me. No, you're using force. You're trying to stop me. I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to kill you, Martin, my good friend. I'm so sorry. Abigail loved you, but I'm going to have to kill you. That's maybe how it goes down. In fact, maybe he says, my helmsman and another one of my topmen were all torn apart by the squid. Actually, my helmsman was torn apart by the squid, and another one of my topmen was Wei Li. Was it Wei Li? Wei Li. He was crushed. He was crushed by a squid, Martin. Listen to me. One of them torn apart, the other one crushed. There could be a conversation like this. This conversation could happen. Here's another reason to think this guy's the helmsman. He's clearly been picked up in this location next to the wheel. There's 3 locations. This guy is near the wheel. Like, guys, I know 99% he's most likely the helmsman. I'm just really wondering if the game will give me a little something extra. I'm telling you what I super think that fate is. You understand it. It doesn't need to go in the book. It doesn't need to. It's probably correct. All I'm going to do is get a couple of extra little lines at the end of the book, I don't even think that knocking these, at this stage, with these 2 people, I don't think it's even eliminating any other possibilities for me to be able to figure out other deaths. It's just inputting them and seeing if they're correct. So I just can't help. It's just the way I am. I would like to know if the game feeds us any more. Like, the ones I'm hanging on are all, this person is near this thing or this other person. And I don't think proximity is what I want to make my judgments on. I didn't even want to do that with George, but I input it with George because of coming so far with the realization that those 2 hammocks there reflect the 2 people who are left behind in that effective little hammock nook. That pushed me over the edge. I was happy enough to put that in. In this case, I could probably do torn apart or crushed, and it would probably give us 3 more fates confirmed. But I just want to see what else the game is going to give me. I'm so curious about the information we're going to get from this final chapter. So, given that, I'm going to put them in the category of things I'm hanging out for, just to see what other information the game gives me in this final mysterious section. With that said, then, that covers everyone in the Doom. Yeah, and these 2 I'm hanging out for, except this person. You are in so many memories. Let's see if the game thinks I know who they are. Game thinks I could have a stab at it. Right, interesting. They're in so many memories. Can we figure this out? And again, can it maybe come down to hammock? Maybe it comes down to thinking about the deaths, like, again, the timeline of deaths in the in our second hammock memory, doing a bit of a comparison. That could be it. So let's take a look at your memories. You are in, yeah, that's important. So you are present. However, there are like 22 people present in this memory. We've confirmed many of them. The question is, are you present in... I don't think you are. Well, but maybe that in itself... I don't think you're present in the artist's death. Because it would be like here, right? Where else are you? Yep. So yeah, you're watching this guy. You are moving barrels around in loose cargo. You're present in both of these moments, seconds apart. Unholy Captives Part 4. Yes. Yeah, that's the one where, what was his name? John Naples probably gets killed by the steward, by the captain's steward. But again, there's no identifying information in any of these. So, you're present in the bitter cold. Maybe what we do then... Yeah, and you're a ton of memories up here. But how to identify your name? I think in this one they must be visible on the deck. I don't think that they're up. I think they're on the deck for these parts. Yeah, the Doomed, they're going, no, I saw the whole thing, which they did. And this one, where are they? Not sure, can't remember. But either way, it's not going to help us with naming. Okay, so I actually think back to back to the hammocks. However, hang on. Let me just have a think though, timeline-wise. The fact that they're not present, it actually isn't helpful that they're not present. Is it? No, is it? Look, they don't appear to be present for Edward's death. In our second hammock memory. But maybe their hammock is there. Because they are in later parts of the Doom. You know, this is at the beginning of the Doom. They are still alive in later parts of the Doom. Or... no, that's just because they're being capsized. I mean, they're still alive, so the point remains. But yeah, I've just remembered like how they're actually present. They get in the escape boat. They are capsized. Capsized by squid. Okay, all right. I'm just putting it all together for myself. So, what's the best way to do this? I think. I think that the neatest way to do this is to first go to back to poor Edward Spratt's death and take a look at the people and the hammocks that are accounted for there. Yep, which I think is here. Apologies, we're going back to this memory so much. Sorry, everyone. Okay, how are we gonna start this? I just wanna kind of do some accounting of people here. We've got 43 and 44. Most likely the only ones left in this section. 43 and 44 are... I think it's the Russians, right? If I'm getting the numbers... Oh no, it's Marba and Lewis. Okay, Marba and Lewis. Lewis, you're going to see a couple more chapters. So Maba 43. I actually have to write this down so that I don't constantly have to go back and forth. Lewis 44. We know who they are. No mystery to their hammocks. This one is 45, and that's it in this section. This would probably be at this time. Oh no, let's just look. Leonard, there's Leonard. That's who I was going to say. Leonard. So 45 Leonard. Because his pipe smoking friend died in a much earlier chapter. 56 and 57 are it for this section. 56 and 57. I have a feeling that's Brennan. Yeah, Brennan. Okay. 56 Brennan. 57 Alexander. Could you be Alexander? So 57, his hammock is here, but he's not here. And that would make sense because he's up there. That would make sense if he is Alexander. Hang on, are we really at the end of all of this? 56, 57, we can't see anything more here. Problem is I don't know if there could... do I? From the location we're at. It's possible there's some more hammocks there. But let's forget about it for now. X, we know who that is. Like Rajub. George and Wei-Li. We've got 41 and 50, I think it's like 59 or something. Okay, but they're accounted for. 36, 49, 48. 48, 49, 36. 36 is definitely Omid. 48, 49, Nathan Peters and Lars. Aha! So they're also up at the ship. Yep. Cool. 48 Nathan. 49 Lars. And so their hammocks will be empty. And 36 indeed Omid. Okay. 36 Omid. I'd say is a very good chance that the guy we're looking for is Alexander. Yep, 2 empty hammocks because they're escaping. Where's your hammock? That's it. All right. I'd say this might be pretty good evidence that guy is Alexander. Alexander Booth. Which would make sense with where he is in the sketch for all that's worth. And that might mean the other guy is Hamadou, just by process of elimination here. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the helm, like, because the purser should also have like a bed. He would. They would be upstairs. They would be on the upper deck. I think it's Alexander. Let's go sketch. Yay! That was fun. That was that again was a slightly different way. Yep. Lee Hong and George Shirley. Yes, so satisfying. So satisfying. That was yet another way to be able to use the idea of the hammocks and process of elimination through timeline and death, but a slightly different way to how we'd used it before. I love it. I love it. I love it. The most fun for me, I'm sure is very apparent at this point, and I've kind of said like 1,000 times, but just to reiterate, the most fun for me is not inputting deaths and having the game go, oh, well done, it's correct. Like, the most fun for me is going, how am I thinking that this is correct? What's the data? What's the evidence? What are the clues that lead us to this hypothesis? And then having a stab at it when I feel comfortable, and then having it confirmed. Mwah! Mwah! Chef kisses to this wonderful game. Amazing. Now, there's a whole bunch of people here I'm simply not going to go ahead with because I want to see what the next chapter has in store for us. But so the death of YYYY, as I explained. Crushed or torn apart, it's one of them. I'm just curious. I'd like to not guess. Unless I know there's no more information forthcoming. And we will know that when we get to see the final chapter. We will know that. Same with the two women. Even though I have a very, very good idea, I don't want to guess until I've seen whether the game is going to give me more information or not, because I'm just so curious. I'm just so curious if we get more of their story. What's their freaking story? Why are they here? What's going on? Maybe we'll see some more. Maybe we won't. There's every chance Davy James here is our young kid, because he is in proximity very often to the fourth mate. But I don't want proximity to be what I hazard a guess with, unless I know that's all I have. Zungi. Who is Zungi? Because I thought I had Zungi sorted for the longest time. Now that we know who I thought was Zungi is actually Omid, then who is actually Zungi? Lewis. Look at this. Lewis, Timothy, Omid, Maba, Nicholas, Emil, Thomas, Saeed, Akbar, Rajub, William Wasim. I don't know why I just tend to call him William and the others by their other names. Nunzio, James, Abigail, the two women who we probably know, Philip, Gier, Alexander, Leonard, Alarcus, Samuel Peters, Nathan Peters, possibly Sierra Leone Guy, George Shirley, Chio, Beng, Lim, Hoxing Lao, Li Hong. This is just, I just got to account for like how far we've come. Huang Li, Alfred, Lars, Winston, Boy, John Davies, Marcus, Henry Brennan, Alexi, John Naples, Patrick O'Hagan, Christian Wolfe, Olus, Edward, Evil Edward, probably very nice William, mixed bag captain, probably quite nice Martin, I think. Roderick, probably little sweet boy. Paul Moss, probably very nice. He's loved. Unsure about you in terms of your moral, evaluation. I don't know how much you've been kind of like pulled into it, but I don't know. Morally ambiguous, let's say, possibly bad. This guy, probably good. Charles, YYYY, And they don't show up because they're in the other photo. So who the hell... Who's a possible candidate for ship steward? What's going on here? Ship steward not present in the sketch? Am I crazy? If you are a helmsman, like Duncan, Henry Evans, the 3 midshipmen, Thomas, Charles, Peter, am I going crazy? Who is a possible who is a possible ship steward? Because I think everyone else is basically accounted for in the sketches. Even if I haven't input them, I've got a pretty solid guess at who everyone else is. But then if there's a person on the ship who is in a memory but not in the sketch, that wouldn't make sense, because I would always like zoom in on them and it would show me who they are in the sketch. But maybe there's a person... All right, 2 things. Maybe they're a person we just literally haven't seen yet, weirdly, and they only appear in the bargain. Secondly, maybe there's a person who we see but not in a way like they're kind of covered up in some way, like traces of a person, but someone that we can't zoom in on, so we can't confirm like, oh, this is who they are in the sketch or not, because they're actually not in the sketch. This is very weird. Why would someone as important as a ship steward not be accounted for at all? Unless I'm absolutely missing something hugely obvious. Captain steward. Passengers, you know. Everyone else accounted for. You know, if you include very strong guesses. That is so weird. All right, that's good enough for me. I have thoroughly considered every single person and every single fate that I am, you know, the fates that I feel comfortable guessing, the fates that I'm specifically waiting to see if more information is revealed about, and the ones where I have, yeah, absolutely no idea who they are. Ship steward. So with that said, I think I'm ready. I think this is the level I'm ready to go into. I'm ready to go and rescue our guy up here who must be drenched. Absolutely freaking drenched. Is it over here? Yeah, okay. You're right below the the guy who's hanging. He's not covered at all. Look at him. He's just totally... There we go. Shall we do it? Shall we do it, everybody? Feels crazy. Let's do it. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So exciting. Oh my god, I haven't been here in a really long time. Hello.
All done? We should go.
Sort of.
Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back. If you've still business here, climb up and finish it.
I have one more.
I'll make to port.
He's reminded me. I have one more bit of business. Whew, I'm glad I remembered. I'm glad I remembered. I have one more bit of business. And it's actually just checking up on something that I had mentioned to you. I realized I think there's someone I haven't seen looking through a window in one of the Soldiers of the Sea memories. What I'm trying to remember is which memory is it? So that's Unholy Captives. I think it's this one. Maybe? Let's take a look. We might have to jump through a couple of memories, but we'll find it. It's this one. It is exactly this one. Look. Ah, it's the artist. Hey. The sounds. Ah, I'm so glad I checked. Okay. I just somehow, I always thought I was being really thorough here, but I never saw that. And I guess we can only look at him through the window. Good on him. Good on him. Like, you know, this guy's not... this guy's not, like... He's not ready for any of this. Neither is anybody here. Okay, and you can't get out there to see him. All right, that's what I wanted. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Back it up. We can go. We can go. I'm very satisfied. There are probably still things that I've missed here. I totally get that. And eventually, when we finish the blind playthrough, and I will let you all know, you know, exactly when that's going to happen. We're going to get through the bargain first. We're going to go as far as we can. You know, you guys can tell me all of the things. At that stage, when we get there, you can tell me all of the things that I've missed. I super look forward to it. I super look forward to it. But I reckon that's as much as I've got here on my own Steam. That's the time I'm happy to have spent before moving on. All right, we'll go back down again. He's been waiting in the rain again. I got his hopes up. He's like, I'm very poor, right? Like, this isn't a job you take unless you're destitute, and my health is bad.
We should go.
And I'm
Storm's nearly about.
Super old. Can you hear my voice?
If you have still business here, climb up and finish it.
He's being very patient. Oh, that's so cute. It's giving me time. No, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Sit down so you don't fall out.
I feel really nervous about that. Like, hang on. What if I change my mind? No, it's done. What if this section that we're hearing now happens, like, they let us listen to the entire real-time voyage back to shore? 1 week later. Oh! The Honourable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, prepared by the Company Office of Investigation. Huh. What an interesting version of the music. It's not quite the right word, but it's like a little bit sort of tinny. Ship damaged in squall Atlantic, sunk in storm, Falmouth payout claim £20,000. Cargo, all cargo lost, payout claim 5,000. Crown, so the company cargo, the Crown cargo 3,000. Ah, so these are all of our fates that we've input. Estate forfeited to the Crown. Murder of crewmate. Yeah. So his estate is forfeited. He murdered 4 crewmates. Huh. Williams attempted mutiny, so his estate's fined £25. Doesn't seem like a lot. It's probably a lot. For mutiny. Murder of crewmates. Yeah. Attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. Yeah, slap the fines on this guy, my god. Martin, unknown. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward, $90. Nice one, Martin. We don't really know yet, though, do we? I suspect you've done well. You can have the £90. John Davies, murder, fined. Alfred, exceptional performance of duties, awarded 70. Charles, murder of crewmate. Oh, yeah, but I was like, what? Charles didn't murder anybody. Charles didn't murder anybody. That's manslaughter at best. At worst. No. Expense claimed, 15. Henry Evans, fate unknown. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate awarded outstanding wages, 50. James Wallace, decapitated, beast. I'm curious if they're going to write more about the actual magic happenings that have occurred on the ship. Or if this is just, they're just cold hard into the insurance, simply for insurance purposes here. Like, they're not worried about the rest. No one's interested. We just need answers to the questions we set out to answer. Extraordinary valor. Yeah, good on him. 50. Winston, extraordinary valor. 60. Damn straight. Give that man a cool 100, please. Marcus, outstanding wages donated to pension fund. Estate unknown. Fate, spiked. Okay. Thomas, struck tail, 40. Emile, exceptional performance of duties. Yep, no, that's so true. I probably would have given him more, honestly. Also, just for his sad death, I would have given him more. If it was me personally, I would have given him more. Christian, exceptional performance of duties, 70. Wow. Well, he did a lot. I guess he did what he was meant to do, right? Olus, murder of crewmate, attempted mutiny, fined 50. I think this guy deserves a much bigger fine. I think bigger. I think 50's not enough. I don't know what I'm basing that off, really. It's just total vibes here. Duncan, overboard, abandonment of crew and vessel. Yeah. 50. He gets as much as attempted mutiny. I don't know. I think mutiny is so much worse than abandonment, personally. Finley? Yep, unknown, no claim made. Sorry, Finley. It's the way I'm playing the game. I'm just curious if there's a conversation about you at some point. Edward, crushed. Awarded 50. Abigail, crushed. No claim made. Interesting. Nunzio, no claim made. Emily, no claim made. Unknown. Jane. Sorry, Jane and Emily. Boone, Claude, no claim made. Bang, burned. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate. Estate unknown. That's interesting. Estate unknown. 25. Chio, murder of crewmate. Yeah, but a bad crewmate. A bad crewmate who... Like, if we're really thinking about causality here, Chio's done something very important, I think. I don't really know fully, but I think he's done something really important. Hokseng Lao, interesting. They just said shot by the gunner. It's interesting that they haven't said, was accused of murder. Zungi, unknown. Zungi is unknown to me. Philip, murder of crewmate. Fined 35. Paul Moss. Yep, exceptional performance. 45. Samuel. Yeah, no claim made. It's called Roderick. Crushed. 10 pounds. Davy James. No claim made. I'm not there yet. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not there yet. I could have played this game, you know, if I even knew this was coming up, which I didn't, obviously. But like, let's say I had an inkling that we were going to get a kind of an assessment at this point. I could have played it going like, I want all of the beans the game is going to give me, like yum 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 yum, you know, like game is gonna give me praise and say you did really well, you got all of the things. I could have done that, but that's less fun to me than having a degree of certainty over the guesses that I'm making about the fates. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy I'm standing behind my the claims I'm making as an insurance assessment guy. Peter exploded. Extraordinary valor in his explosion. 40. Thomas knifed 30. Charles, extraordinary valor. Yes, 100%. I'd give him 100. I'd give him a cool 100. Like, especially for the fact that he wasn't perhaps as naturally brave as some of the other people. He seemed to do something exceptionally brave. I think he deserves a bit more for his effort. Omid, exceptional performance of duties falling overboard, 35. Timothy, extraordinary valor, 35. Huang Li, electrocuted, exceptional performance of duties being electrocuted, 35. Jia, decapitated, extraordinary valor, 35. Li Hong, speared, attempted mutiny. Li Hong, theft of cargo, you are fined £50. Wei Li, extraordinary valor, 45. Nicholas Botterill, Nicholas, 25. Maba, extraordinary valor. It's so hard being torn apart by a squid. No, he did, like, I'm being funny. He like, they did show extraordinary valor. Like, honestly, this guy working so hard. We saw him in so many scenes being amazing and brave. 45 for him. Estate unknown. It's like you're not even trying. Lewis, attempted mutiny. Yeah, this is where, no, I can't agree with our assessment here. I think we have to look at the bigger picture here. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess the problem is we need to find out what's going on in this middle chapter, really, because we don't have enough to pass judgment on the captain at this stage. We just don't have enough. But we don't have enough to say attempted mutiny. Like, a question is a question in both directions. Leonid, murder of crewmate, yeah, 15. Alarcus, mutiny, theft of cargo, 50. Alexei, mutiny, theft of cargo, 50. Nathan Peters, murder of crewmate. It was very unfair, Nathan. I understand your grief, but it was very unfair. And abandonment of crew and vessel, fine 25. Lars, poor Lars, awarded 15. He probably should have got the 25 that... Oh, well, you know, if Nathan was fined 25, I think Lars should be awarded 25. I don't know. That's why I'm not a judge. passing actual, you know, judgments and delivering justice. Vibes-based justice. John Naples, exceptional performance, 25. Rajub should say outstanding wages donated to pension fund. He should get a lot because of being in a cute friend group and their story being sad. Akbar, crashed, exceptional performance, 25. William, exceptional performance, 25. Saeed, 15. Hamadou, we haven't made a claim on. Henry, murder of crewmate. It's kind of all a big accident. I don't know. It was very, very confusing, that one. Attempted mutiny. Yeah. This doesn't at all feel fair to Brennan. But we'll see. Alexander, abandonment of crew, 5? Oh, that's the smallest of all of them so far, I think. Interesting. Patrick, Attempted mutiny theft, fined 50. George, extraordinary valor, 25. Samuel, 15. A preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claimed 29,195. On behalf of the Honourable East India Company, I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Hang on, do I have to? But I don't. But I don't. It's not. I disagree. I disagree with my own paperwork here. I disagree. Can I explain to you? Can I explain to you all that, like, I've been told by someone who gave me, you know, like a magic watch, one of the crew, that they are gonna give me some more information. I guess we just do it, don't we? But I don't agree. I've got some more information coming to me. The pocket watch remains in your possession. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans, in Morocco, as requested. Oh my gosh, that was so well done. I love that they did that in the rhythm of the music so much. That I'm a big fan of that. Very nice attention. 1 year later. So we're in Morocco. Oh, someone's knocking. Hang on, I'm not able to turn around more than this. I'm not able to turn around because I'm sitting. I'm sitting.
You know, you should be out in it then. Right, well, get yourself home then. And tell Arthur I said hello.
Who it is?
Can you believe a letter at this hour?
Oh, it was very hard to hear that.
Important. I'll be turning in now. Tea's all gone, so you might think about going to bed as well.
Sounds like an order. I think that that's someone, like, they probably live in a place where there's a lot of sound transference between all of the walls. And so she's probably like, I really don't want to hear any crap from you, so please go to sleep right now. Just don't stay up late. Wow. A stormy night, a crackling fire, very lovely atmospheric lighting and extremely nice wallpaper. Many books. What looks like a box with 3 croissants in it in the bookshelf. Let's take a look. Chief Inspector. Aha! Jane Bird. Chief Inspector, I look down. I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. That's what we expected. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. Although the book was not fully solved, he asked me to express his appreciation at your attempt. He understood the difficulty of the task and that his final wish to see the completed book would not come easily. Of the 4 of us who survived the Obra Dinn's terrible ordeal, only 3 remain now. We are content with our situation here in Morocco and request no further correspondence. So, there we go. I mean, I don't know if the game expected me to guess where they were alive before, but maybe this is our answer right here, right? Regards, Jane Bird. Boom, 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 boom. The end. Huh. So that's an end. So is this then the bad ending? Is this not what we do to get? Is this not what we do to get the final chapter? Isn't that what he was asking me? Do I need to go back and read his letters? So it's interesting to be looking at this, seeing so many of the localization credits, which, so, you know, what people have told me is that Lucas Pope was basically a genius and made almost the entirety of this game himself. And I eventually, when I'm fully done with this, I'll be super, super, super happy, you know, to look up more about like the development of this game, and hear more about it for absolute sure. Right now, not yet, because we're not done. We're not done. But obviously the other people involved are the voice actors. So well done, everybody, because amazing. Amazing. Well done. But also the localizers. And the other thing that people have told me is that, you know, due to the nature of this game, people basically went mad trying to localize this game into different languages because of the difficulty of, you know, trying to interpret all of these different, you know, my understanding of it so far is trying to interpret all of these different nationalities and dialects into other languages in a way that still preserves the relationships that are necessary for the puzzle solving. So really interesting, and I know that everyone here worked really hard on something very difficult. So, you know, well done, chapeau to all. So the question for me is, like, I'm hoping, you know, as is common in games like this, that I'm going to be able to go back in and, you know, and go on to get another ending. But I don't know what's going to happen. So if not, what I could also do is just, you know, like play through the, if need be, if we really are like starting from scratch, what we could do is just play through really quickly, you know, input the exact same information that we had. But like, obviously you could just do that quickly, so we can get to the same point. Oh, I love this version of the theme. So good. Extended theme. Thanks everybody. Thanks for me as well. Because my god, this game is a beauty. Thank you for making the game, and thank you all for watching. We're not done, but you know, let's just ride the sentiment of partial ending here. All right. I'm very curious. All right, so it is gonna let us. Hang on, continue or rewind. Okay, now that's interesting. But what's going to have to happen at this point is I have to end this episode. I'm sorry, we've gone like well over time, so I have to end here. But like obviously this is the beat at which to finish. You know, I couldn't leave you guys hanging in the middle of an ending. So now we know. I'm actually really glad we got to see that, because I didn't know there were going to be multiple endings. I knew there would be differences in the way that you probably end the game, like successfully getting all of the fates or not, but I didn't know there were going to be different endings. So I'm really glad I stumbled into that, because that's awesome to see. And it's kind of look, so obviously same as it has been, you know, please don't tell me anything. I'm going to continue playing for sure. But yay. But I really do wonder if maybe you need to see that to get the information about Jane and Emily being in Morocco. I don't know. We'll consider all of this in the next episode. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I can't believe we've met an ending by accident in a way. Very interesting. So we'll continue and go for a whole different ending in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you've been enjoying the series, of course, I always appreciate a like for the video, subscribes for the channel if you're not subscribed, and okay everyone, now I'm sure this won't come as a big surprise. Hold on to your hats, I hope you're sitting down, but this is our second last episode, this right here that you have just watched. The next episode is our last episode. I hope your world hasn't been rocked by that revelation. And I hope it won't be rocked by the next one. What that means is that down in the comments right now, you have my express permission, finally, to tell me anything. We are removing the blind curtain on this game series. So not only in the next episode will I be able to sort of react to some of the things that you guys tell me, but if there is any extra things to actually record, if there's any things for me to go back and sort of see that I missed or something like that, it gives me a little bit of time and space to do that. Yeah, go for it. I'm so curious what you guys have to tell me. See you next time. Thank you for watching. How weird that we're ending on the title screen this time. See you then. Bye-bye.